positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, and especially in action. This year, not fashion. Came in abundance. Films like this, Sundance. Text like the pop on Tachi Queen. You are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs, they all vary. Some do, they motivate. World forward the hate. We serve hope on a plate across different platforms. This hero buffet, hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a day. We always here for you. Don't when you're emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is the limit, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you're emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is the limit, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you award winner with no award toys. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth and housing the people. Without you being equal, what we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio. Episodic or rituals, minds change the visual. Representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We praise the wise and knowledge is power. Without it, we turn coward and proud of a known product.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the livest media, tech, and pop culture show in the land, in my opinion, anyway. If nobody else thinks so, that's okay. I think so. This is MediaScope. We are all things media, tech, and pop culture. And we actually are here. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, and journalist, and also the host of this show. And this happens every week at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Guess what? We also do a pre-show at 5. So if you are interested in having some fun with some people over on Instagram Live, come join us at, 5-ish. Let me stop telling tales and lies. 5-ish. So we're over there at 5-ish. We had a great conversation today about the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strike. We had our boots on the ground, Derek Tuggle, who gave us a little bit of the know of what's happening since he is a member of SAG. So this is all of the information. No, we don't want her yet, but that is our guest coming. And guess what? You may be watching us on YouTube. If you are, I am super happy. Welcome. So first of all, make sure that you like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it because you're here already anyway. Why not just be notified of when I go live? So let's say hello to everybody. If you are watching us on YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. Our YouTube audience tends to come in a little later, so welcome to you all. If you are watching us on Facebook or Bookface, good for you. Welcome in. If you happen to be watching us on Twitch, doing a little Twitch thing, you're a Twitcher, thank you for being here on Twitch. You may be watching us on my personal Facebook. If you're watching us on my personal Facebook, give me a minute to get to your questions and things, because for some reason it doesn't populate in my comments on my system. Sorry, but I will get to you because you're important. You are so important. So, and if you are watching us on LinkedIn, good for you, LinkedIn. Thank you so much for being here. And if you happen to have the pleasure of listening to us tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and the rest of the Caribbean, blessings. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's take we have guests today. Yay. I have been so lucky that for several shows in a row, people have actually wanted to come and spend time here. That is wonderful. So let's see what's going on. Claude Diamond is here, and he says Wednesdays just got better. My Wednesday is always full when you're here, Claude Diamond. It is so good to see you. Jay is here. What's up? Jay is over on Facebook. What's up, Jay? How's it going? Also, Michelle, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, look who's here. Divine Right is here. Beep, beep. Who's got the keys to the food truck? That would be Divine Right. And I know because we've got guests, she is going to have some specials. Thank you so much. Oh, one of my favorites, After Dark with Johnny Ray, is here. He does a wonderful daily show called Weekdays with Johnny Ray, or is it Johnny Ray Weekdays? Tell me and correct me. Let me know. But he also has a show that's coming up on our new network, Indie Soup Media. And guess what? why don't I just play a little something, a little ditty, so you get to know who we are. It's a very little ditty. So here we go. Media coming soon. We are actually debuting this month, and we've got some amazing fresh content. If you get tired of the reruns that are on TV, because trust me, there are reruns because of the strike and stuff, come on over to Indie Soup Media. Very soon you'll get to know on how you can watch us. Yeah, we're going to be on Roku, on our website. We will also be on Twitch, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live, and we're going to be in the metaverse soon as well. So you have a number of ways to watch us. You do not have to beef or not. You have a number of ways to watch us. All right. So let's see. Let's take some more comments. Oh, After Dark with Johnny Ray says, love the look. Oh, good. Thank you. It's a very simple look today, but thank you. And his wonderful companion dog, Miss Molly, sends her love. Tell Miss Molly I said hello. So we are celebrating a functioning apparatus. Thank you. An functioning thermantidote apparatus. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's air conditioned. I had none up until a couple of days ago, and now it's blowing cool and breezy, and I am no longer hot. Note, I am not sweating like the Dickens as much anymore because it's air conditioned. Jasmine G is here. What's up, Jasmine? And says, hey, Dr. Tachi, excited for today's topic. So am I. So am I. Is that your way of saying hurry up? Okay, I got it. Hey, Marsha, how are you? The Indie Soup Media, yay, congratulations. Thank you. I am super excited about it. We've got some shows. I'm telling you, we've got some shows. Oh, and Evolving Always says that I'm beautiful as always. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jawaru Gambian is here. What's up, Jawaru Gambian? Thank you so much for joining us. Day One Media Scoper. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so without any further ado, we have got our guests in studio, and they are going to today's topic is really exciting. We're talking about video, right? We're going to talk a little bit about podcasting, but we're going to talk about how all of that supports the other thing they do. Both of them are entrepreneurs and resellers. And in fact, that's how I know the both of them from Clubhouse, but from the reselling community, because I too, mes amis, am a reseller, and I love it. So we're going to talk about that, getting into it, using video to support it. Most places, I shouldn't say most, many places do live sales now. How can you use live streaming to support them? We're going to talk about all of that. So let me be quiet. How about that? And I'm going to bring on our wonderful guests. Let's do it.
Hey, oh, see, I was jamming backstage.
I was jamming backstage.
Yes, yes.
Ladies, first of all, you all look fantastic. I wouldn't expect anything less, though, because you always bring your A game. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on and hang out with me today, because this is really what this is. This is a media hangout. If it wasn't called MediaScope, it would be Media Hangout. Or not. But anyway, thank you all so much for coming on. Let's introduce ourselves. Since Rhonda is at the top, how about we start with you? Rhonda, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Oh my goodness. Well, y'all, hey, thanks for joining, and thank you, Tachi, for having me on. I am absolutely excited about this segment. So I am, she put my whole government name on there. First of all, we're going to have to do something about that. But
that was what was in your thing. That's what I put down.
First of all, we have to do something about that. But I am Rhonda at Pink Diva Studio. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a plus size reseller on e-commerce. I'm an author. I'm a podcaster. I am just the full meal deal. That's it. That's all. And I enjoy these types of spaces because it actually gives me a chance to meet new people. It actually gives people a chance to meet me and just to kind of interact. I love the interaction. So that is me in a nutshell.
And it's a good nutshell. And now we've got our good friend, Terrylynn Dupree, who is evolving always. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yeah, see, oh, okay, but I'm fine with Terrylynn Dupree because if you're on LinkedIn, feel free to connect with me. I will connect back with you. I would love to meet you all. First of all, I want to thank you, Dr. Tashi, for actually inviting me to this event. I am a serial entrepreneur, very much like all these other ladies. Obviously, reselling is one of the things that I do, but I am a podcaster. I am an author. I'm a real estate broker. I'm an investor. I have a notary business. The list can go on, but as you'll learn, when you become an entrepreneur, you need to have multiple streams of income. Some streams are smaller than others, but they all end up adding up. You know, you got to invest in you. And again, thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, I need to move myself over a little bit. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I
All
have
right.
to center myself because I don't know my left from my right when I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. You know
I know
what?
you like
Forget
this.
this. Let's just
like,
do this. Then.
oh yeah,
I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
Yeah,
I
that
was trying to
me
be
when I was
fancy,
like-
and he.
right.
Yeah, I was like,
to
what
the
the
left,
hell?
to the right.
To the left.
Yeah,
to
no,
the left,
it's supposed
to the right, to the right.
Exactly, right? No, that's okay. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. So, guys, if any of you have questions for these wonderful ladies, if you have comment, well, I don't even have to tell you about comment because this audience is very active. They will put comments in there, no problem, and we'll pop them up on the screen. So, you know what? Tell us a little bit about. We'll start. Either one of you can start. How did you get into reselling? We'll start there, and then we'll weave everything in there. And first of all, what is reselling? I'm put it out there, but let's talk about it. What is reselling, and then how did you get into it?
Oh wow! So I'm looking. I'm getting my cue from Terry that I should go first. So
yes, there you go.
We worked together long enough that I know the cue. So I'm going to just try to wrap it up because it is a story. I used to weigh 464 pounds. I had weight loss surgery. I lost over 200 pounds. And I had like 6 or 7 huge bags of clothes that I could no longer wear. Well, my buddy told me, you know, hey, why don't you put these on Poshmark? I was like, oh, no, not Poshmark. I didn't have a good experience over there. She was like, you had one thing listed. I'm like, okay, fine. But I put them on there. That's how I got into reselling. That's on Poshmark, which I'm still on Poshmark. Pink Diva Studio is still on Poshmark. That's how I got started. So for me, it was always reselling old clothes, my old, my big clothes, as I call them, reselling my big clothes. So for me, that's reselling. I mean, I think that reselling is not really that deep, but it definitely is what you make of it. So for me, it's selling plus size clothing because that's my niche. And why is it my niche? Because that's what I know. I've been plus size all my life. So, I know my plus sizes. So, and I'm comfortable in that niche and it has worked for me thus far and it continues to do so. I think that reselling is what you make of it and what you put into it. And, you can always zhuzh it up. You can zhuzh it down. You can sell other things. You can sell whatever it is that you want to sell. But for me, the plus sizes is my thing. It's my jam. It's what I do and what I love to do. So that's how I got started. And here we are.
And here we are. All right. So, Terrylynn, your turn. How did you get started in reselling?
Sure. Basically, it's kind of a funny story. I am a shoe. What do you call it? A shoe. I don't know. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. That sounds better than what I was going to say. So we'll go with that word. And the problem with that is I have way too many. I still have way too many, actually, and I'm working on that. But so now my husband's probably like, I wish I hadn't even mentioned it. But so that's what I started Poshmark. So I got on, I started listing my shoes because I had plenty of them. And then I just got hooked. When I did the first couple of sales, I got so hooked. I was like, oh, this is exciting. This is easy. I love it. And I just started doing more. And then I started going to Goodwills, thrift stores, any place you can think of. I was going to get stuff to put on my, closet and sell it and resell it, to the point that I ended up just starting to do wholesale. So meaning that I would purchase wholesale, get new items and put it up on the site. And that's how I basically got started. I ended up mainly on my site now, on my stores, I have mostly stuff that I got wholesale, but I do still love a good thrift, meaning that I love to go to a thrift store and see an exciting find. And the reason why is because sometimes you'll find that item that you just can't get your hands on anymore. That certain jacket, that certain pair of shoes, that certain handbag that they don't even make anymore. Sometimes it can be called the new old stock. And people get really excited about that. And it's exciting to me, and it's fun to do. But I will go ahead and tell you, though it's an easy business to get in, staying organized is really key, because it can really become cumbersome, especially when you start getting a lot of stuff, and even now I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to definitely switch directions for. But I do highly recommend that if you hadn't considered it, definitely get into it, because we always have more stuff than we need. We're a creature, especially in the United States. We are loving to shop and stuff like that. So you'll be surprised if you go around your house and just look, do an inventory of the items you have, the stuff that you can actually resell and get yourself some extra money. And I say put it in the stock market, that extra money that you get. I'm just saying, because you get a lot more than if you're doing a yard sale. Let's face it, yard sale is $1 an item. I think you would like to get more than $1 an item. So, and these sites are so easy. So anyway, thanks.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. And so let me just ask this for both of you. Is this fun? Is this a thrill, or is it something that you just do now? Is it enjoyable?
Okay. So for me, like I said, when I started out, I absolutely loved it. And this was like a while back when I started on Poshmark. I think Poshmark may have been, when I started on Poshmark, I think Poshmark may have been 4 years old at the time. Now I believe Poshmark's 11. Is that right, Rhonda? That's correct? It's 11 years now, right? Didn't they have their 11th birthday? Anyway,
I think that's
they're
about
11
right.
years
Yes.
old. So, and there's been like a lot of changes. So for me, the main thing I do is I like having my own jam. But if you are an entrepreneur, the thing that you always want to do is see how you can expand, because you want an empire. You don't want to keep doing the same thing. You want to evolve, as in my name, evolving always. So for me now, I'm just thinking about expansion. And I'm also thinking about, I just want to work smarter and not harder. And so I'm going to be making some drastic changes to my stores to make that happen, and doing some other things too, to kind of simplify my life, but at the same time bring in more revenue. So that's me personally.
Okay. And Miss Rhonda, what about you? Is it still fun for you?
I definitely have to agree. It started out being a total blast, but and I think I still have fun with it. But I think that in order to continue that fun, that I definitely always have to change things up. You got to zhuzh it up sometimes, and I'm in the process of doing that now. In particular with my Poshmark closet. I mean, I've donated so much stuff to Salvation Army over the last couple of months, and again, I'll be donating something this month, but I've been definitely going in a different direction with what I'm going to be offering. They'll still all be plus sizes, but I'm looking for unique items. I'm looking for maybe pieces that there are only maybe a couple of. I'm I'm branding Pink Diva Studio, so that's going to lead into clothing as well. So, I mean, there's just so much that I have planned for Pink Diva Studio. I just think that it remains fun as long as you are having fun doing it. It gets frustrating, so I'm not going to sit here and say it's all peaches and cream. Sometimes you got some hot sauce along the way, but you just zhuzh it up, and you just alter the direction that you're going. And sometimes that means adding, sometimes that means taking away. But all in all, I do still have fun with it because I think if I actually stopped having fun, I would actually have to stop and, take a long vacation or totally evaluate whose bright idea was this. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Fantastic. Okay, lady, let me take a minute to do some station ID, guys. If you are just and women, but I say guys, use guys. I'm from New York. What do you want? For those of you that are just joining, welcome to the fold. My name is Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, and journalist. And you're watching MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. You may be watching on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. And here is the information. If you're interested in watching us again, let's say hello to some folks, okay? I want to take some comments and say hello to some folks. Terry Nixon is here and says, hello, everyone. Hello to Terry. DiCarpio has also joined us on the YouTube side. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And someone that I've never seen before is saying hello to Rhonda and hello to Terrylynn. Bossy, is that right? Bossy TV?
Yeah, it's
I love that.
bossy.
Bossy, like bossy. I love it.
And TV,
Yes.
I like it. Bossy TV.
Yeah,
Bossy
absolutely.
TV.
Bossy TV, absolutely. Jasmine G is here, and we've had this joke now that we call the air condition. I called it thermantidote apparatus, which is what it is. Thermantidote is air condition. Nobody will ever call it air condition again. It is now thermantidote apparatus. So welcome, Jasmine. Good to see you. Let's take this down. Hold on a second. All right, and go to some more comments. Remember, if you have questions or comments, make sure you ask. Oh, the king of all media, Dr. Vibe is here. He says, greetings, everyone. He does a wonderful show several days a week, wonderful shows, plural, including Black Canada Talking, State of Things with Aisha, Jill, and Lala. He does the morning vibe twice a week. I don't know anybody who in media that works harder than this man. Please.
Wow.
So thank you so much for being here. Ron TV Metro is joining us from the Philippines. One of our friends from the Philippines is here. And GR Houston Jack, one of my favorites. She is amazing. And she also has a show that's going to be debuting on Indie Soup Media later this fall. So thank you so much. It is time for some libations, the food truck. And ladies, in case you didn't know, let me put us all together on screen. In case you didn't know, ladies, we have a food truck here. Imaginary as it may be, it is very real to us. So the queen of food truckery and minister of libation is Serena Wills, and she's got a half off special. Buy one, get one half off. Fantastic. So make sure you get yourself one because she was busy on Instagram, people ordering sandwiches and the like. Fantastic.
Not sandwiches.
It's Taco Wednesday. So it's Taco Wednesday. We're never here on Tuesday, always here on Wednesdays. Right. So we call it Taco Wednesday. So we usually have some tacos, burritos, all sorts of things. And don't mess around and find out. We might have a real food truck one day. So keep that out there.
Because I'm here for tacos at any given day.
Thank you very much. I think I'm going to make coconut shrimp tacos tonight. So I think that's what I'm going to do, provided I'm not too lazy. And the answer is probably yes. So I'll order them anyway. So
well, I see she had a question about her son.
Yes, absolutely. So
stuff he wants to
let's
sell.
put this up. Yes. So my son has a bunch of stuff he wants to sell, like video games, toys in good condition. Is Poshmark a good place for that?
Games, I would say they would be better off going to Mercari, in my personal opinion. I think they would get more traction on Mercari and eBay. But yeah, you can put it on Poshmark, so it doesn't hurt to put them on all three, honestly. But Poshmark still, even though you can put a lot of different stuff up there, is still more popular with the clothes scene, while Mercari is popular with everything. And they really are looking for more games. They're always promoting that. And of course, we know eBay is. So yeah, he's going to do well. Congrats.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I agree with that. I think eBay or Mercari. And I tell you something else that Mercari has seemed to have grown to be big on is if you're bundling. If you're selling
Yes.
things
Mm.
in lots or bundling, Macari actually has stepped up their game and are really, really great about people buying bundles and lots. I mean, it's something about it, but I definitely would look into that as well. Definitely, you're so welcome. On
No, that's
Craigslist.
great.
I haven't been on Craigslist, y'all,
You
Years.
could, but
since since all of
I'm
the
not a Craigslist
controversy.
fan just because
Me either.
be safe.
So, so let me tell you, Ron is our resident comedian. So he's always he's joking. with this.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ron. Because I'm like, Ron, I haven't been on Craigslist since
I
all
know,
the
right?
controversy. I was like, oh, that's it for me and Craigslist.
Yeah, I'm scared of Craigslist.
Yeah,
But
in
it's
the
still
past,
there
it used to
though.
be a lot better.
And I will tell you something, you know what? We're talking junk about Craigslist, but if you're like looking for land and stuff like that, Craigslist is a good place to go. So remember
Mm.
that. Like if you're looking for
Oh, yeah.
land, that is definitely a good place to go. So definitely check it out, But me personally, I wouldn't
Oh.
sell like small products to have to meet them, in strange places. Now,
Not about to meet you. I'm sorry, especially from Craigslist.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the interesting thing. So you're absolutely right. You ladies seem to be spread across different platforms. For me, because I'm doing other things that I'm like, I don't have time to add. So I have a Macari account. I've had a couple of things on Macari. I've had Depop, but Depop tends to skew younger. And so if you've got things like
Mhm.
crop tops and things like that, it works on Depop. And then eBay, I've like really never done, but Poshmark for me, once it's Poshmark caught on, I was like, okay, this is where I'm staying. Do you find it to be more fruitful to hop or platform hop, or do you have a primary platform and then you just are supported with others?
For me personally, obviously initially when I got into the game, I'm gonna call it the reselling game. I initially did just do Poshmark because I was obviously very into fashion and stuff like that. But now I have opened my mind to a lot of things that I call it losing money on, missing opportunities on. So I definitely have opened the doors to other sites. Like I am on Amazon too. I didn't mention that. And really anybody can get started on an Amazon store. That's another option too, but that's another store altogether. So I'm on Amazon and then eBay and Macari. Now I don't sell a lot from those right now because I still have a lot of fashion stuff. But then at the same time, I'm looking at other things that I know that will do well on eBay or will do well on Macari. So I think about those things, and I've done. This is funny, hilarious. One sale on Etsy, but I will go ahead and tell you this: it was an item that I had on Poshmark forever. It was a vintage item. It literally sat on Poshmark forever. I put it on Etsy, and it sold like in 2 days. So that's my Etsy story. So if you have a lot of vintage stuff, unique stuff, Etsy, you definitely do want to go there. And plus, you could do drop shipping with Etsy as well. And Shopify, which Rhonda knows a lot about Shopify. So anyway,
Mm,
yeah, I think you should
mm.
spread. I think you need to get all those drips, as we call them.
Okay, all
Small,
the
large,
drips.
whatever.
And Rhonda, what about you? Are you spread out across, or do you have a primary platform?
Poshmark is actually my primary platform. It's always been Babe, but right now Babe is in the doghouse. But that is my primary selling platform. I absolutely do have my Shopify as well. I recently put some items on Jamble. And I do have items on Macari as well. I have tried eBay, but yeah, it's just not for me. I did make some sales a couple of years ago. I was on Facebook Marketplace. They've changed so much. I just decided not to even give it another shot. Um, they've just changed things up so much, and they've just really been getting a bad rep. But for me, it worked out great when I was on there. I wanted to also address the issue about how do you decide the price of each item, and
Okay,
that's
hold
from
on just a
Jasmine.
second.
Sure.
Yes, hold on just a second. So let's put that up, and let's see if we can get Terrylynn. Any thoughts on Facebook Marketplace?
If you're gonna do Facebook Marketplace, I would say don't do fashion. So, like, if you have a lot of home goods,
Right.
land, furniture, cars, electronics, all of those things do well on Facebook. And my husband handles that more so than me. He handles Facebook more than I do. He's really good with selling electronics, and he's been using Facebook. He does really well on Facebook. So for me, I was putting fashion up there. I'll go ahead and say right now it was crickets for me. So, I mean, this is a really unique item. I'm just not going to bother with it when it comes to the fashion arena. Also, Rhonda and I both have done sales on Whatnot, which is like more so live sales. We both have done that. And of course, Poshmark live sales as well. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We are going to actually get into using video for reselling, and live sales will be part of that. And now I know Rhonda was anxious to get to this question. So let's get to Jasmine's question, who is how do you decide what the price of each item will be? And also, do you pass on the shipping and handling to the buyer? Good questions.
Well, the
I
only
was like,
reason
are
that I was
we
so
stuck?
anxious to answer this is because this is a topic. Yeah, no, this is a topic that's been discussed quite often in the community. And I think that it bears saying that when you first begin to resell, this is one of those things that I wish I would have known before I started. Because I think that some people think, oh, if I paid, $500 for this item, I'm going to get $500 back for this item, which is not necessarily true. You may get half of that. It just depends on each buyer. But I always like to tell people when they're starting out, don't go into it thinking that you're going to make what that price is worth. Now, you might have paid $1.50 for this item at thrift. This item might cost $50 retail. That's not to say that you're going to get that $50. You're definitely going to, I do a lot of research on my items. So I know if they're coming from Torrid, how long, when they were created, when the fabric was cut. Normally you can find all that information out. So I know that if it's over 2 or 3 years old, I can't definitely not price it for $50. And I'm going to price it much lower than that. If it's definitely a newer tags, maybe it was last year's, big ticket item, I price it a little higher. But I'm always going to price my things a little higher because I want to leave wiggle room to get a great offer. So I think that that's one of the main things that, you tell people when they're first starting out is don't expect to get that. Now, I don't deal with luxury brands. Now, if you're dealing with luxury brands, I think that's a whole nother can of worms. But,
Yes.
for your bread and butter, I think that, you just have to definitely price something high, a little high. If you price it for 30, they offer you 25. If you're comfortable taking that, then why not? And if you price it for 25, if they offer you 22, go ahead. As far as shipping, I never really offer free shipping unless it's over a certain amount. And that's just how I do. But on Poshmark, I always give a discount. So if I'm pricing something at $28, then, $5.95 shipping. So I always do that. I mean, most people don't like paying shipping. Even me. I can have a whole cart and they say such and such a shipping, and I'm like, oh, forget that. I'm not paying, forget about it. I'm not paying that kind of shipping. But I always like to, give a break on shipping when I can. So that's how
Absolutely.
that's how I see it.
Great. So Terrylynn, what about you? How do you handle shipping? And I think, let me preface this with saying shipping is different depending on what platform you're using. In my
Absolutely.
opinion, Poshmark has the easiest, no worry shipping thing. I don't want to sit there and calculate or whatever, but how do you handle shipping?
Okay, yeah, you're right. It is different depending on different platforms. Poshmark, I tend to never do free shipping unless I have marked the item up pretty, good, and it's a pricey item, then I may throw in free shipping, but it's rare. It's rare that I'll do it. Just for the other reason too is Poshmark is one of the best places to get stuff. People can bundle and just have one shipping price. So that's why I don't really worry about it. And like Rhonda said, from time to time, I will discount it, like if I'm sending out offers and things of that nature. But you can even actually send out offers without discounting the shipping. And that's a cool thing about Poshmark. You can have that flexibility. You can actually send out offers without discounting the shipping if you want to. eBay, some people may disagree with it. It depends. But I will go ahead and tell you, I don't do free shipping on eBay. And a lot of people that I know that sell on eBay don't do free shipping either. And it's almost like an expectation there. So like most of the time, if you really, like right now, if you were to pull up eBay as I'm talking, you'll see a lot of times people do charge shipping. Granted, there's certain companies that may do free shipping, but most of the time, a lot of people do charge shipping. And that's what I do. I don't do free shipping on eBay at all. I'm going to have the customer, pay for shipping. And a lot of times I put really unique items on eBay for the most part. Some items maybe not so unique, but especially unique items. I had a very unique item and this customer, she wanted it, but then she tries to imply to me, can you discount the shipping? This is after she sent an offer and already had shipping up there. So she sent the offer. It was accepted, but then she's like, well, if you can work some type of refund on the shipping. I was like, I didn't come. I told her, I said for her area where it's going, the shipping was correct, which is what the information I gave her was correct. The shipping was correct. And she could have pulled it up on a USPS site and saw that. But my point is on eBay, I just don't do anything with the shipping. Mercari, I prefer not to do free shipping, even though I have. But what I do try to do with Mercari is I try to handle the shipping for the customer, meaning because there's cheaper routes for shipping that Mercari is really not that good at, in my opinion, except that now they did offer the bundling option, so it is better. For Depop, I just went ahead and decided to do free shipping. And the reason I did that with Depop is because Depop has a bundling option too. So what I did with Depop is I've raised the prices on my items and shipping is free. So I take care of shipping and they can bundle stuff and it's still going to be free shipping. I'm handling the shipping. And that's just the way Depop is. And I don't get a lot of business on Depop, but I do get some sales on Depop. And the rest of the sites, Whatnot, definitely not do free shipping, but that's another story altogether. Do not do free shipping on that. So like going back to what you're saying, Dr. Tachi, it really does depend on what site you're on. But then I also want to get back down to the nitty gritty on how I do pricing. So for me, I definitely do pricing, obviously, to make money, because I'm a for-profit business. So that's how I'm doing my pricing. And like Rhonda said, though, I don't have expectations that, like if I were to buy something for a certain price, then I'm going to get that. But I will go ahead and tell y'all this. And this really depends. Keep this in mind. If you buy an item and it's limited, like I have bought shoes and I wear a size 11, which not a lot of women wear a size 11. So this has helped me out too. But I'll buy a size 11. Size 11 sells out faster than any other type of shoe. And
Really?
if they don't make that shoe, then if I get tired of the shoe, if I don't wear the shoe, I always price it really high and a lot higher than what I've paid. And I've always got the sales from it. Like I paid one time $89 for some Nikes and I just didn't wear them. I was like, why do I have these? I didn't wear them. And they were more so fashion shoes. They were the Nikes that had the hidden wedge. I don't know if y'all remember those or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a pair, wore them probably like once. They still look like they were brand new. I just didn't wear them because I'm wearing the regular sneakers. So I posted them. I posted them for $300. Someone bought them.
Wow.
And why did that happen? Because I'm a size 11. The shoe's not made anymore. And I'm fine being patient, waiting for that buyer. So that's the thing too. If you're trying to flip something really fast, no, that's not gonna flip fast, obviously. But I was fine with that sitting there because I said push can shove, and I tell my husband this all the time. I'm like, shoot, I can always keep them because they're mine, you know. So I don't really care, but I'll let them sit. But ironically, every time I've done it, they end up selling, and I'm like, I don't mind getting it later on. It's just like when you buy stocks, there's certain stocks that are a certain price and you hold on to them for a while and they become big money. I don't mind sitting on it. But then there's items like Rhonda was talking about earlier, your bread and butter items. You may want those to go out faster, but at the same time, you want to make money. Sometimes, though, you can get items for free. If someone gives you items for free, don't be sitting there trying to make all of this money. You didn't pay for it to begin with. Just supposed to sell it and make that money, because that's how you make your money anyway, or if you paid $1 for it, don't be, because like Rhonda was saying, it retails for 50. Don't be sitting there like, I want this $50. Please, you just paid $1 for it. My gosh, if they paid $10, you made a profit. So remember those things when you're doing pricing. So I've given you some examples, like if you have rare items, things that have sold out, if you want to wait on those, you can most of the time get the money. There is a buyer out there for you. Trust and believe me on that. I've done it too many times and it works. So that's what I had to say about that. Thanks for listening.
I definitely agree.
Go ahead.
About free items, because who gets free items all the time is me. I'm actually getting ready to get a load of free items. So definitely, if I have no money invested, I mean none, then the investment that I am going to put into it would probably be, taking pictures or finding pictures and writing a description. I don't actually, I don't mend, sew, or anything. So, so those go into a different pile. But definitely with free items, I mean, hey, if you don't have any money into it, and it's definitely like a bread and butter, which for me, I call bread and butter anything, Torrid, Ava and Viv, or anything like that. And they're new with tags, because that's normally what I end up with, is a lot of new with tax free items. Then I know how much it costs because I've already looked it up, but I didn't have any money into it. So as long as, like Terry said, if I make 10 or $20 off of it, I've definitely made a profit. So definitely, keep that in mind as well, because and definitely tell people what you do, because that is how you get your free items. You tell people what you do, you get your free items, you go on next door, put it out there that you're looking for items, books, games, clothes. Me, when I go on there, that's how I found one of my, I don't know, we even know what to call her, my givers. Is that I put the word out. I was looking for plus size clothing during COVID, and I did a lot of porch pickups. And I have this one lady. She's constantly, she was constantly giving me things. She's given me 3 huge bundles every time I get in contact with her.
Wow.
So I tell closed mouths don't get fed. That's right, see, because they don't. So tell people what you do. That's a really important fact.
Yeah, I agree so much what Rhonda said. Definitely tell people what you do, no matter what it is, because you'll be surprised how many people will actually help you. And I wanted to mention something she was talking about in regards to that, because I think she mentioned Nextdoor. You said Nextdoor, right, Rhonda? Yeah, because yeah, me and my husband utilize Nextdoor to get stuff for our Amazon. So like we ask for free books. And you'd be surprised how many people had books they want to give. And these weren't raggedy books, guys. These were like brand new books, like sets, stuff like that they gave to us. So, and there are also sites. There's a freebie alert site. And depending on what area you live in, it can be really nice stuff, like really nice stuff. One time there was a freebie alert where the guy was actually selling a hot tub, not selling. He was giving away a hot tub. So like when people move, they try to give away anything. And that's a good time to use Facebook Marketplace, by the way, is for scenarios like that. Because, obviously, you don't want to be like adding up. I personally wouldn't want that on my eBay account, even though you could put it on eBay because there is an eBay local. There's an eBay local and there's a Mercari local. So you could actually put those type of items up there. It's just they would have to figure out how to get it. But anyway, it's called Freebie Alerts. And it's an app that you can put in, and it'll just notify you of the stuff that's coming in. And you can put the mile radius that you want. And the other good thing about that site is if you're traveling, change your address so you can see whatever is free in the areas that you're traveling. Because some areas give away some really, really nice stuff, like depending on the area. There's this one friend of mine, she lives in a really nice area. I want to say it's outside of DC, and she has freebie alerts, and they give like really nice stuff. And she literally put like close to 1,000 items in her Poshmark, and it was free stuff, and it was nice items. I mean, like really nice items. So just thought I'd mention that too. Anyway, thank you.
Wow, fantastic. No, absolutely. So the sites are Freebie Alerts, and that's where you can get some free stuff. You can also look on Nextdoor if you can get past their complaining. That's why people on there complain so much. That's why I had to turn off my Nextdoor and sign out. Because I'm like, really? You're complaining about this? So just don't look at that part. Look at the part where people are like offering things or selling things, and that will be good. You all have given some really good things. Somebody asked, I think it was Jasmine, who asked about Depop. The correct spelling is DEPOP. It's an app. So all of these are apps, right? And they all also have a platform for web for your computer. But you could download the apps for your phone and be selling, almost right away, as long as you have things. And it takes just a little bit of preset up for this to work for you to start. So it's DEPOP. And again, I know Terrylynn, you sell on Depop. I have a Depop, but I don't put energy into it. But from what I saw, it's really more so youth-centered, younger. So, but I'm sure other things will sell as well. So
yeah, it definitely will. You're right about that. They like jewelry. I will go ahead and tell you that. They're really into jewelry. And they like vintage stuff too, because it is the youth crowd, and the youth crowd does like vintage stuff. So if you're someone that's older like me that happens to hold on to some older stuff, it kind of works out. And
there you go. So vintage will work too.
Look, and if you got some members only jackets, you better throw those up there. They are all about those members only jackets now.
Absolutely. And Gen Z is really into thrifting, into reselling, depending on where you are. You all gave some really great advice in terms of wherever you are, change the address to there, because you can pick up, like if you're going to New York, I don't know why you would not go to some vintage stores, some places and check it out. When you're going to some places and this is what you want to do, go to the thrift stores, go to the vintage places. Also, let me keep going with this. Bossy TV says shipping is not free. It's complimentary. Somebody is paying for it. That is true. Absolutely. And Jasmine said, thanks for the confirmation.
She knows things. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jasmine says, thanks for the confirmation. I am a size 11 too. As I'm watching, I'm thinking about which shoes I can sell. Absolutely.
Awesome. Right, and I'll tell you, I will say that I have had sizes 11 and 12s, and I'm telling you, those sold quicker than my 8, 9s, and 10s. So there's a market. There's a market, Jasmine.
Because people are looking for them. Absolutely. And I'm like, I always, we're going to talk about live sales in just a minute, and we could address some of these things. So Ron TV Metro asks, do you see lesser box stores because of online shopping?
Because of online, are you meaning like the actual, you talking about the store that you walk into? Are we talking about
like a brick and mortar?
Okay.
I don't know if Ron TV Metro, I don't know if you mean a storefront or if you mean like big box stores like a Target, etc. because of online shopping. They've all gotten into the online shopping, but let's take it from the first way, brick and mortar.
Yeah, I think at one time, the thing that I'm seeing that's really different is the malls. People aren't big on malls anymore. So that I think is definitely out. But what people do still like is they do still like going to what do they call outlets? People love going to outlets. Those are still huge. I know close by my house is like packed all the time. I mean, it's not like seriously close, it's like an hour away, but like every outlet I've gone to, it typically is like so packed. So people are still into the outlet shopping. I just think people aren't into malls anymore. So, which is funny when we think about that was such a thing at one time, the mall. And now, and even myself, I hate going in a mall. I'm like, if that's the only way I can get the item from that store, I'm like, well, I guess I won't get that item. Because I don't like going into the mall. I like being able to
let me
go to the store and come back out,
Absolutely. Let me interrupt you for a moment. You talked about outlet stores. Is that a good place to source for items, particularly if they're luxury?
Yeah, it can be. It can be. I don't do it a lot. I know some people that do it a great deal. I have done it, and for me, I don't recommend it for everybody, just for the simple fact it just really depends on the type of seller you are, because your luxury items, you should price them accordingly, especially if you are getting them from an outlet, because they're not cheap. You're not getting them for $1, let's face it. So they're not $1. You're spending some money for them, but at the same time they're at a discount. So for those particular items, you definitely need to be patient if you want to get some money to make money. That's for me. So like when I do that, I basically make sure that I'm patient with letting it sit. And I do. I've gotten some luxury bags and I have literally let them sit. There'll be people sending offers and, I'm polite to them and everything, but I wait until I get the price point that I want, that it was worth me getting it. But if you're not like that, I say, don't do it. I don't recommend it. But I will tell you this, that you can use outlet stores for, and this is what's really good about outlet stores, is when you go to outlet stores, try to find their clearance areas, because these are items that are typically, once they're gone, they're gone. And they're a lot cheaper. So go to the clearance areas, focus on that. And those are good items to actually put in any store that you have, because they're clearance items. Not everybody goes to outlets because, let's face it, outlets aren't in every town. Like for me, right, my outlet is like an hour away. Now some people may live in a town that outlet's right there, but that's not the case. So some people don't like to travel, so they are going to go online and they'll catch whatever the clearance item was in your store that you happen to catch. Because remember, once it's on clearance, it's gone and that's it. So that's a good way to utilize, in my opinion, the outlet stores. But what are y'all's thoughts, ladies?
Go ahead. Pink Diva Studio. Rhonda, go ahead.
I definitely don't travel to the outlet stores. I don't mind going, but there's travel involved. So that kind of, unless I'm on the road trip and hey, there's an outlet, let's stop. Yes, but just intentionally, no. And as far as the mall, coming from someone who lived in the mall, lived in the mall constantly, daily almost. Well, I worked at a mall, but even when I didn't, I was in the mall. So coming from someone who lived that mall life, I'm just not interested anymore. Because I feel like I find whatever I need online. And I do, when I am buying inventory even, I'm a big online arbitrage shopper. So I'm looking for
Can you explain what that means?
Yes, that means that I go online specifically to a store, let's say Torrid, since clearly that's one of my favorites. I go on I go on there and I'm looking for the 50 off, the 60 off, the 70% off, the ain't coming back no more sale. That's what I'm looking for. And that's where if I find those items that I'm looking for $2, $3, whatever, I stock up. That's my chance to stock up. And I do this across the board with all of the labels that I shop with or, shop from. And I love online arbitrage, by the way, because I mean, I'm at home, I'm online. I mean, okay, it can't get any better. But
Right.
as far, you know, and I do feel like a lot of people have, you know, drifted to online shopping. I think that that's why some stores have closed because
Yeah.
their online presence has become bigger than their people walking in off the street. Now, that's not to say that they may not, you know, they still may get some people coming in, but their presence online has, you know, blown up. So I think that, you know, I think everywhere is different. I mean, what was just closing not long ago? Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah, and actually this is what I found out, that there is now a, I don't know if it's a full merger, but they are together with not Wayfair, what's the other one? Um uh, uh, it's like Wayfair, but it's why can't I think of it now?
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember the name of it, but I do know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. They're similar to Wayfair, real similar
Yes.
actually. Yeah,
Oh,
but I
okay.
just can't think of their
Overstock.com.
name either.
Oh,
Overstock.com.
Overstock.
So if you
Oh,
go to
really?
overstock.com, it
Yeah.
goes to Bed Bath and Beyond site. How do I
Oh,
know
that's
this? I went there yesterday. So there's some
oh.
sort of relationship. I don't know if it's a full merger or what the case is, but overstock.com is, and Bed Bath, because as you know, Bed Bath and Beyond, they're completely online now.
Yes.
So there are no more brick and mortar. It's completely online.
That's
I think the
So
interesting
name of
that you
I think
said
that's the
that,
name of the game
Dr.
these days.
Tashi, because Overstock.com in Greenville and of course Bed Bath and Beyond, those are both closing. The stores I'm talking about.
the stores,
So,
right?
but you know, Overstock.com is really more so famous for being online anyway. That's how it got its
Correct.
start.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see it like merging. That's actually a good merger, to be honest
That
with you.
is. I think it is too.
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
a
a good
great
one. And I
merger.
tell you, Wayfair, wow, when the pandemic hit, Wayfair just blew up. I know there's and even their stocks, because like their stocks when the pandemic like first hit, I think their stocks were like at, I want to say like 30 something dollars a share. And I mean, like in like 2 or 3 weeks, their stocks went to like 300 something dollars a share. I'm not sure what they
Woo!
are right now because I haven't looked at them. I know they're
Wow.
probably 200 something dollars a share now, but
Did I
Wayfair
get
is
some of
definitely,
that stock? I'm trying to think.
it's blown up.
Wow. Wow.
Like,
Wow.
did I get some of that stock? Because I need. If I didn't, I have to scold myself later.
Well,
Wow.
you know, we can't
Wow.
get them all, Rhonda, but
I
you get
know.
a lot. You know,
It's
I
we
do get a
you miss
lot.
some. That's the one good thing about
wow.
the stock market. Sometimes you will miss some, but you'll get some. You'll
Yeah.
miss some, you'll get some.
We'll have
So,
to do another show about that because
Yeah.
you are very much in tune with the stock market. So I'd love to do a show about that.
oh,
So
that sounds
let's
great. Yeah,
there we go.
sounds good.
So Charlene, hey Charlene, how are you? She says outlets are huge by her in New York. Yeah, outlets in New York, that's a big thing. I will say this one thing about outlets, that you have to be cautious of what you get from outlets, because some, if it's clothing and apparel, some things are specifically made for outlets. So there are
Yeah.
some,
Yes.
so you have to be careful of that, because when you get it, you're thinking, oh, this is Banana Republic. But remember, there are some things that are Banana Republic outlet store, which is different slightly than Banana Republic. These things are made specifically for the outlet store. Before, outlets used to be solely for the overstock that was from the other stores. But then when they saw how people were actually shopping there, they started to make things specifically for the outlet stores. So just do your research before you start reselling things from outlet stores.
I am so glad you brought that up,
Yes.
because
Me
that
too.
is so true, which is why when it comes to clothes, for me, I'm only messing with the clearance, because I'm
Mhm.
looking at, I'm not going to get but so much from it anyway. And I totally look at that. Handbags are really easy to discern whether it was like, made for the, what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So
Correct.
handbags are different, and I'm really picky about the ones that I pick. If I do pick the handbags, those are the ones I typically mess with. Like I guess you would call the luxury items. But yeah, that's a really good point, because I've seen people get really angry about that too. Not
Oh,
to me,
yeah.
but other sellers.
Yeah.
They
And
get
that's
really
true, because
angry.
someone just had a case opened up against them about a month or so ago about
Mhm.
Coach bag.
That's right.
And, you know, if
Mm.
it came from the outlet, then that's exactly what it is, you know, from the outlet. But again, you just have to know, that's where you come in, knowing your bags and doing your research. I don't think I would buy one from the outlet. I'm going straight to Coach to buy one. But
Yeah,
that's just me.
but you're right, Rhonda. And if you are a insider, which Coach does have an insider,
Right.
there's
And
a
I
lot
get
of
the
good
emails.
deals. There's a lot of good deals, a lot of good
Mm-hmm.
sales. So it's better to
They
just
do.
go through them right online anyway. And they have
Exactly.
some really good sales sometimes.
They
I mean,
really
like, and they'll
do.
let you know if you're an insider, they'll send you a text letting
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's a good way to get some Coach, because I'm a Coach lover. I do love Coach.
Mm. Well,
And
yeah, and I
yeah.
hear you with that. The Coach is known for their leatherware,
Right.
and people no, not to rain on anybody's parade. I am not a huge fan of getting the canvas Gucci's and Louis Vuitton because it's coated canvas. I want a good leather bag that is going to fit. But people, it's the name. Again, it depends on what you want. Some people want the name recognition. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
care about how much plastic coating is on things. You don't care if it's cam. I like leather. So I don't necessarily have to have it luxury if it's good leather. What am I talking about? Do I have any luxury bags? Let me shut up. Hold on. Let me let me go on.
Can I say something about what you just said really quick, though, Dr. Tashi? Because I think it's
Yeah,
valuable what you just said.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I am not big on luxury bags either, and definitely can afford to get them, especially back in the day. Not now I'm really holding my money tight, but back in the day I could afford to get the Gucci's and Louis really easily. I'm not into them for the simple fact that it is a name thing that you're doing, and some of these bags are absolutely ridiculously expensive. I went to the Real and there was a weave bag. It was oh my gosh, what was it? Was it Hermes or I forgot the Birkin. Am I saying the name right?
Mm-hmm.
The Birkin, yeah.
Birkin or whatever.
The Birkin
It
bag.
was a weave bag. It wasn't even leather, y'all. It was weave. It was basically, it looked like a picnic basket. I've had picnic baskets that look better than this bag. That bag was in there for $40,000.
Because it's a Birkin.
It's that name.
In the stock market and watching it grow. You put 40,000 stock market. What?
Thank you. Or if I could take that $40,000 and put a down payment on a multi-unit building or something.
Real estate.
Hallelujah. That's
real
it.
estate.
That's it.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not buying a bag now.
Right.
And again, I don't want to shame people who feel that the Birkin is their ticket into heaven. Do you? That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to do that. I think you just have to understand what your priorities are, because I'm also not into shaming people for doing what they want. No.
Yeah, but I
Right.
will go ahead and tell you this. So I'll plant the seed in your head. Extremely rich women, we're talking women making 8 and more figures, are getting the fake bags. If that lets you know anything.
Well, let's go
there's some
beyond
good
that. About
fakes.
that. Let's
That's
go
right.
beyond that. Even there are some absolutely great alternatives out there. And
Yes,
let me
alternatives.
I learned this a long time ago about women with money, is that they don't even wear their real jewelry.
No, they don't.
They do not. They store that jewelry off in what are those little boxes at the post office or the
Safety
bank?
deposit box.
The safety deposit box. And they wear well, back in the day, they used to do the cubic zirconia or whatever the sister to that is nowadays. So they don't, I mean, and you can't really, they've come up with such great ones. You can't even tell if they're real or not. But
Absolutely.
I tell you, they do not spend that type of money. They are buying the alternative bags because they say the same thing. They do not want to invest that type of money. Then you have those that love investing, have that money, can invest it and live with it all day long. Me, I'm buying some property or I'm investing in the stock market. I know we just talked about buying a multiplex, so our kids can have somewhere to live. They can each have their own. They can each have their own. Yes, they can each have their own townhome. Even
that's right.
So I mean, I think big like that.
Right.
You know,
And
because
I think that's you definitely you want your money to work for you. You don't want to have to
yes,
work for your
absolutely.
money. And if you're buying a lot of luxury stuff, and again, we're not judging, we're just actually trying to help you.
No,
We hope you taking this in love and help. But if you're like getting that type of stuff, you're going to end up having to work for the money. And
right.
typically it is
Absolutely.
people that are not rich that are getting these items, and they're
Hmm.
in debt. So because like I said, really rich women, there was really good articles on it. You can Google it. They're getting the fake bags.
Yes, they
They go
are.
to certain markets that have the incredible looking fake bags. But getting back to Coach, I love Coach because Coach is a quality bag
Hmm.
at overall a reasonable price. And
Right.
they were
Yes.
one of the first, what we call Lux bags out there before all the other stuff, but they're quality and they're not outrageously priced, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I agree
Let
with that.
let me get in some because we're winding down. So I did want to get in some of the comments. So GR Houston Jacks asks, how long is too long to have an item up for sale? And are some seasons better than others? Ladies?
I'm laughing because who asked that question?
That was GR Houston Jack.
Okay, GR Houston, let me just say, I, for one, have had, until recently, I have actually, I'm going on 4 years of being in that reseller business. I actually just rid of a bunch of clothes that I've had on in my closet for at least 2.5 years. They eventually sometimes do sell, but since I'm one that likes to reinvent my closet all the time on a semi-regular basis, for me, 3 years is or 3.5 years is just way too long. 2 years is really too long for me to keep something, but that's just me. I have friends who've had things on there for a very, very long time, and eventually it sells. But and I've had something again that's been on there that had been on there that long, and of course it's sold. But I like to just, I really just like to keep new stuff coming, fresh, fresh, fresh. And I was reminded the other day that the more people that are new to your closet or new to your site, they've never seen the old stuff that I'm complaining about. But to keep my motivation, to keep me uplifted, I have to zhuzh it up and change it up. But I think as long as you're happy with it being on there and sitting, again, with some luxury brands, they do take time. If you have a luxury bag and you have it priced high, it may take a little longer for it to sell. I'm okay with something like that. But when it comes to my bread and butters, I do not like them to sit for a long time. I mean, because
Mm,
whether it's free or if I paid $1.50 for it, it does. If it or whether it came out of my own closet, I don't want to sit in my Poshmark closet. I just took it out of my closet, so I needed to
right.
move, move, move. But that's just how I look at it, and it just keeps things motivated, keeps me motivated if I can constantly add new inventory to
Mm.
my closet.
Terry Lynn?
Yeah, so that is a great question. It really depends on the item. And,
Hmm.
Rhonda hit a lot of the points of it. It really does depend on the item. When I was talking about shoes earlier, there are certain shoes that will not go out of style. People will want. I'll hold on to those longer.
Hmm.
If they're in good condition and I'm doing the pricing right on it. So I'll wait on that. Like she said, luxury items, jewelry. Jewelry is one of those things. Sometimes the older jewelry gets, the better it is. I'm just keeping it real. So certain handbags, same thing. Sometimes the older they get, the better they are. Because you got to look at it as things that will end up being hard to find, because you have it and, no one else has it. It's a hard to find item. You want to try to have as much hard to find items as possible, unique items. Now, as far as like regular clothes, like Rhonda was talking about bread and butter, those type of items, a good recommendation that I want to give you is on those particular items, if you had them for a while and they're not lux items or just, items you were trying to sell, even if it was just like $5, $10, whatever, if they're still trending, and this is important, which is why you don't want to hold these too long, because you want them to be trendy, right? If they're still trendy items, you want to go ahead and go to like Plato's Closet. You can go to Plato's Closet, and if they're trendy items, because Plato gears, they like to do the Z. They like, what do they call it? Gen Z. I guess I'm saying that right. They try to promote stuff for the Gen Z. So if it's a trendy item, it's an okay item, it's not out of style, go there. And even if you just get $1 or less than $1, you get, you know, some type of credit. You can get a lot of times some money for those items, or just really call it, you know, a day and donate it. But definitely I recommend, you know, trying to take it to Plato's. If it's still in style and it's sitting there, and, you know, it just means it's time, you might want to move on. Because obviously, like Rhonda said, you want to get new stuff, and you got to think about where you're putting the stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest thing for resellers. Where is the new stuff coming? Because you do want to have some new stuff coming in your closet. So where does it go? You know,
Right.
Storage is not cheap.
Yeah, and that is one reason why I am in the midst of downsizing my inventory and shipping it on out of here. But Terry brought up a good idea about taking it to, you know, Plato's Closet or whatever, and get you a few coins. You can buy some new inventory if you want to there. But I have been sending stuff to ThreadUp.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, you're not going to become, you know, a thousandaire making money over there again, unless you're dealing with luxury brands. But
Right.
it definitely is. I think I'm on my third bag that I just sent not long ago. And I sold out. My first 2 bags sold out. So I definitely would say that that's somewhere, if you have new with tags items, a death pile, even with inventory that you haven't gone through, right? Send it in. Go take a look at their website, see what they're looking for, because you can always let your money stack up in ThreadUp and maybe buy some more inventory from there. Maybe buy a box from there. So, I mean, there's all different ways to get rid of your inventory. But, you know, I've been sending stuff to Salvation Army simply because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get any money if I take that. If I take that to anywhere else. So I'd rather another reseller discover it, and maybe they can make some money.
But, you know, ThreadUp is a good recommendation, because with ThreadUp, they are doing a lot of different things. So they may actually buy it. But the cool thing about ThreadUp, too, is even if they're like, they're not going to pay anything for it and they can't sell it, it's not in your house anymore. You don't have to get it back either.
Right. You don't have to, because then you have to pay to have it sent back to you. And I'm not about that life.
Right.
But Dr. Tati, I know we have over-talked you. So
So we're gonna I'm gonna have to put an end to this, because I really do want to get this last part in. And really quickly, I'm gonna ask both of you, because both of you do live selling, correct? So I'm going to ask for 3 tips for those people who want to take reselling to the next level and do live sales, which is usually like a live auction. What are 3 tips that you would give them? Let's start with Terrylynn.
Well, sir, I was trying to respond to somebody. Okay, 3 tips in regards to if they wanted to become a seller is what you're saying, correct?
Yes. Well, live sales, specifically for doing live sales.
Oh, live sales. Okay, with live sales, for me, and this could be different for different people, I would pick items that you don't have a lot of money in, or free. Because the live sales, I've been saying, people don't want to spend a lot of money. And so pick an item that you don't have a lot of money in, and, you know, do that as a live sale, and you should do fine. Poshmark is okay, but if I'm going to do live sales, I would prefer Whatnot, just because I can make more of a markup on Whatnot. That's my opinion on that. So you could always, you know, if you want to get with me, if you want to sell on Whatnot, let me know. I can get you the code to do that. But you can sell live on Poshmark. It's just with Poshmark, their fees are higher. So the markups are different. And it's all about the markup, because you want to make money if it's free stuff. So that's one thing. The other thing is just try to have fun with it. Try to have fun with it. because they'll see that you're having fun and they'll thrive on that energy. So try to have fun with it and definitely promote it. So you want to promote it as much as possible. Once you've decided you're having a live sale, you want to promote it as much as possible. Give yourself enough time that you're constantly sending it out so they know that you're there and you're having a live sale. That's really key. And that's just my tips that I'm going to give. Thanks.
Fantastic. Absolutely. All right, Rhonda, here we go. 3 quick tips for live sales.
Terry really kind of said everything, but I will say this: Poshmark does have higher fees, so you definitely want to offer something that you maybe got for free. You don't have much money into, because I definitely noticed that the people that are buyers on that particular platform are looking for something between $1 and $5. Let's just say that. And it's just, for me, it just got to be not worth it for me, but I'm not discouraging anyone from trying, because if you don't try, you'll never know. You'll still be in a state of woulda, shoulda, coulda. But I definitely love Whatnot Selling because their fees are less. It's not as a hustle and bustle as I feel like Poshmark is. But whatever platform you choose to make to have a live sale on, definitely organization is key. Definitely know, have your items, in whatever form or whatever. What am I trying to say? Whatever. I don't know. Like if you're going to sell bags, for 5 or 10 minutes, sell bags. If you're going to sell shoes for another 10 minutes. You're doing clothes, you're doing jewelry. Just have everything aligned so that you can just put your hands on it. Even if you have a helper, my granddaughter would come and help me and hold the items for me and all of this. So I just think preparation is key, especially when you're selling on Poshmark. They have silent shows as well. So, I mean, if you're a person who doesn't want to be on camera, you can do a silent show. Or I used to do a not so silent show because I just can't help but talk. So, that just worked for me. But preparation definitely is key. And knowing your audience. I think that with anything that we do that's online, we must know our audience.
Fantastic. Well, it's, as you can
I
see,
agree with that. Can I say one more thing? And I'm sorry, Dr. Tasha, I did want to say this really quick.
you ladies want to go into overtime.
Yeah.
No, I definitely am.
Just one last thing. Lux items. If you have access to Lux items, they do really well on live shows. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for everything, Dr. Tasha.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So we're gonna do a part 2, because clearly this could have been 2 shows because there was so much. It was so much information, so rich in information. Really quickly, how can we get in touch with you, Terrylynn?
You can reach out to me on Instagram. Just DM me. I'll be happy to talk to you. Just really and I'm also on LinkedIn too. So if you're watching on LinkedIn, definitely reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, but probably would not be as responsive. So LinkedIn and Instagram. Instagram definitely.
And your Instagram is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Evolving Always. So my Instagram is Evolving Always.
Evolving
to get me on
Always.
LinkedIn is Terrylynn Dupree. You can't miss me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, Rhonda?
Definitely reach me at Pink Diva Studio on Instagram. Don't let my Instagram fool you. I am a reseller. I just don't promote that much over there. But my DM is always open to answer reseller questions, plus size questions, whatever. Just hit me up at Pink Diva Studio.
Fantastic. Ladies, you have been amazing. And audience, you have been amazing as well. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all the questions. We've had an excellent crowd today, quite a sizable crowd today. Again, Terry Nixon said this was a great show. DiCarpio says yes, a part 2. Terry Nixon says we definitely need a part 2. Jasmine agrees with Serena that we need a part 2. So I will be reaching out to you so we can do a part 2. And Jasmine G says that you need your own YouTube show if you don't have one already. They both have podcasts. So There we go. Okay, so Terry's is what is it? The Evolving Always Productions
Right.
podcast?
And I also have a YouTube. I also have a YouTube as well as Rhonda, but my podcast is Evolving Always Productions as well as my YouTube. I am going to really get back into doing my YouTube again. I'm also going to have a podcast on YouTube as well. I think I'm just going to keep it the same similar name, but go ahead, Rhonda.
Okay. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. It is Pink Diva Studio. I have not been focused on it lately, but I do have a brand new podcast that's dropping tomorrow that Dr. Tachi and Terry were on, and it's called Bold Voices. So definitely check it out and subscribe. You know what to do. Subscribe when you go over there to YouTube.
Subscribe.
But I am looking forward to having them on again, and I appreciate everyone who asked questions, who joined us for this event. Dr. Tachi, thank you for inviting me. I definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I feel the same. And Dr. Tashi was on my podcast not too long ago, and you can actually look on her Instagram to actually join that link and everything. Bless everyone. Thank you, everyone that attended.
Thank you all so much. Ladies, wait really quickly. Don't hop off immediately. And for the rest of you, I'm going to let you get back to your evening. Thank you for allowing us to go into overtime today. We so appreciate you. I'm going to end the way we always end. I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. You guys, myself, these wonderful ladies, and all of the information we got today, we're exiting stage left. So until next week, cheers.
Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our
What's up, ladies?
The same use, no channel to use. Cruise control mentality.
Oh, am I still here?
We can show you on your way. The content it never strays from positive and uplifting.